Don't even ask me
Damps.
how I got my hands on these. These are the new Andis Cordless outliners. They're dropping mid-February. Price point, they're gonna be $200. Bevel's kind of set that standard now. $200 clippers. That means that all of our prices should definitely go up 100%. They feel just like the classics. When it's on, that blue light's on. When it's dying, it turns red. That's when you put on the charger. This is the charging station. Bang. Looks like a trophy, no? I would get a modified blade right now and switch it out with this one, or kind of modify it myself. Like if you look at the difference between the T blade and the slim Y blade, it's the size. You know, you cover more ground with this, less taps, you know, and you want to get across that line. You don't want to be tapping. You want to hit, done. These are your Jordan 1s, these are your Supreme drops. People have been throwing money at me for these, like up to like $400 or $500. I'm keeping these, I like these. I think in the near future, I'm gonna be rolling with these just because I feel like they're gonna last. They're more durable and powerful than these. So these are classics, bro. You can't go wrong with a classic, ever. This is our Supreme clipper, real talk. The cordless Andis TL.
This will be my performance review of the new Andis Cordless T outliners. This will be a super techie review where I analyze the motor speed and talk about blade pivots. I'm going to speak on the things I value most in a trimmer, corded or cordless, period. So first, I want to go over some pros. This is the most durable cordless trimmer I put my hands on to date. It feels exactly like the originals. The T-blade is great and their blade adjustment system is virtually the same. So this will save you a lot of trouble in terms of learning a new system because you're not learning anything new. Blade sharpness is always relative, guys, so when you guys ask that type of question, yeah, it's customizable. You determine how sharp the outliner is. The potential for these trimmers is great because you're able to adjust and customize to your liking. Underneath the blades, I've noticed they've changed the tension spring. It looks a lot more like the cordless wall detailers. But again, that won't affect too much because the clipper is the same, and that is a pro. It is a classic without cords, a classic with a modern twist. This new Andis Cordless T outliner. These are fresh out the box, so I don't expect to have any battery problems. I think it's a lithium-ion battery. I can't tell you that for sure, but I'm pretty sure. And so far, so good with the charges. Lasts longer than my slimline lies, but I've had those slim lines for 6 months or so, so it could wear down. Charging speed is essentially the same as any other cordless trimmer on the market, so including the slimline lies. Charges fast. And anyways, with these cordless clippers, here's a word of advice: you always need doubles or triples because you can't afford to have one dying and then not having a backup for it. So some of the cons I had with it: it's a little noisy, not too much, but your clients might ask you to repeat yourself if you have a soft voice or mumble or speak low. I heard different prices, but so far the most I've heard is they're going to be 200 USD. So I don't know if you're willing to pay that for a clipper or not, but that's basically double what the slim lines were for me. I paid 100 Canadian for it, so maybe a little less American. The fact that you're probably going to have to buy 2-3 of these to complete your arsenal makes it a little more expensive when buying them. That's like $400 to $600 on trimmers. Like, they're great, don't get me wrong, but this is a con I had. When you put them up next to the slimline lies, they don't stand out. The choice between the two is debatable, and it's going to be based on relative preference and not superior characteristics. There is nothing that this Andis does that the slimline lie won't do. And when you put them up price-wise, it doesn't make sense why the price is double for these. Maybe other than the fact that the build is stronger on the T-liners. But in terms of cutting, very debatable. And you can get a great cut out of both of these trimmers. Finally, my last con with these is they're not really game changers. They're great clippers and a great alternative to what you may already have, but they're not necessarily going to make your cuts easier or cleaner. I'm assuming you guys have all gone cordless. If not, then anything cordless is going to feel great. But I'm comparing these to all the cordless tools I have, and it would have been cool to see something change with these clippers. Maybe a more proficient adjustment system that saves time, because it already takes long taking all those screws out and trying to like zero gap it by hand while your hand's shaking. So some new technology would have been sick, you know, like and that would save you a lot in terms of having to buy third-party blade setters. Shout out to Chuka because he kills that game. These aren't revolutionary by any means, okay? They're gonna market it as that. I don't see them as that. They're innovative though. They're innovative. Taking that cord out and keeping that same body build is a innovation. But by no means are they revolutionary. You're not cutting with lasers. It is not gonna make your cuts any cleaner. It's not gonna change the game. You know what I mean? So I like them. I'm super happy that I have them and they're in my starting 5. So what do you guys think? If you weigh the pros and the cons, are you copping or you're not copping?
So I got some final thoughts because I've used this since I came back from my trip. So it's been a week. A lot of people ask about modifications. I pointed out the light. It's gonna make it a lot more difficult to modify because there's some sort of electricity flying up here. Another thing I want to kind of show you guys is they changed the tension spring, which I mentioned before, but I just realized that a lot of barbers like to cut the top of the T-outliner. And I'm gonna show you guys what's inside right now. So looking at the blades, I think Slimlines have these also. The still blade is still the same. So these are the classic T-outliner blades. And then what I wanted to show you about the inside of the clipper is the tension spring. That little thing that used to stick up with the white ball is now gone. And what we got now is, they have these on the wall details. I think these are on the Slimlines also. But this is the new tension spring. So essentially, this fits perfectly onto these springs. As I was saying before, there's electricity right here. So if you cut that off, you're gonna tamper with the electricity. So guys, you hear that? Like, you hear the power, how it's starting? Caught that, eh? So that's a problem I'm having with it right now. And it's getting a little annoying because I turn my clipper off and on a lot. It's been a week and this is my go-to. The power is way better than the Slimlines, or my Slimlines at least. So yeah, it's pretty good trimmer. I would recommend it 100%. Take crumbs, make bread, guys. We got a lot of bread to make this year. Let's get it.
Damps.
Don't even ask me
Damps.
how I got my hands on these. These are the new Andis Cordless outliners. They're dropping mid-February. Price point, they're gonna be $200. Bevel's kind of set that standard now. $200 clippers. That means that all of our prices should definitely go up 100%. They feel just like the classics. So when it's on, that blue light's on. When it's dying, it turns red. That's when you put it on the charger. This is the charging station. Bang. Looks like a trophy, no? I would get a modified blade right now and switch it out with this one, or kind of modify it myself. Like, if you look at the difference between the T blade and the slim wide blade. It's the size.